There we go. Okay, hopefully I haven't muted the mic today. Be really, really clever. So if you ended up watching through to where I actually didn't mute the mic yesterday, well done. Cool. We are registering live from my side, so hopefully that means it'll pop up for you guys soon too. Have I muted? Yes, I have. That would be hilarious. So I have me talking to myself on the stream. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, I am just getting my paints all sorted on my palette. Trying to anyway. Let's see, what other colours should we use? Ooh. Hello! So we're doing the obligatory, just getting everything set up, waiting for people to tune in. So if you don't have your cup of tea or drink or whatever, now is the time. I am currently getting all my paints out of bags. I keep my paints in bags because that's just how I divide the colours up. I don't know why. They live in these little bags. Very stylish. So yeah, I'm currently getting my palette sorted, and we're just going to wait a little bit longer, maybe like a minute, see if anyone else trickles in, and then we're going to get cracking. So in the meantime, you can get to see my arm. I've started to make a Pinterest board with possibly useful links. So I've just put that in the comments. If there's a picture in there you maybe want to draw for today, this second link is the image I am drawing today, painting today even. So the first one takes you to a board with some possible landscapes, and the second one is what I am going to be painting. That is the plan. Hello neighbour's dog. Also, I've zoomed in on this now, I don't know how to unzoom. Oh, come on, don't do this little thing. Okay, hold on. I'm going to see if I can work out how to cancel this, because let's try that again. Hello, hello, hello everyone. You're here witnessing me not understand how to use technology. It's a fantastic time for all of us. Get to revel in the glory that is me being bad at this. But yay, more people, hello. So if you've just tuned in, the two links in the chat. The first one is this board that I'm now currently looking at here. Possible pictures you might want to draw or paint. And the second one is what I am going to be drawing today. So I was about to put some more paint on my palette. That's completely dried. And then I'm going to get painting. How are you all today? Has anyone done anything new, developed a new habit, started a new hobby, found the meaning of life? I think everyone's starting to slowly go a little bit stir crazy. And we're only, what, 7 days in? Okay, my palette is loaded. So today I am using a mix of acrylic and watercolor paints. I'm going to be using the watercolors like acrylics, mostly because I actually paint with acrylics and I'm a bit hesitant to use my precious paints at the moment for anything other than essential painting. So that's why the watercolor's getting cracked out. Luckily I have tube watercolors. I have about 1 billion brushes, 2 things of water, so I'm going to use one for darks and one for lights. My little raggy just to wipe my brush off on, and I think we're good to go. So today we are inspired by Monsieur Claude Monet, the granddaddy of the Impressionists. I'm sure a lot of you know about Impressionism and have heard of Impressionism, but it really is sort of like the key movement when it comes to, I would say, modern art. It kind of shaped modern art as we know it. I really hope my palette's not going to be too loud. Sorry if it is. I'm just going to get going. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just going to wing it. Okay. Ooh, that's way too blue. Yeah, so Impressionism basically started in like the mid 1800s. And Monet was around from 1840 to like 1920-ish, I think he died in. I could be lying. And he was kind of the father of Impressionism, if you will. In fact, I will say that. He was really cool. So you all know his water lily works. But Impressionism was kind of a turning point for art, really, because up until that point, everyone had been stuck in their studios. And then thanks to technological advances, paint could be put in a tube. And that changed the game for everyone. So this new group of artists was like, oh, hey, that's awesome. Let's go and paint outside, or en plein air. They were mostly French. Impressionism is essentially a French movement. So they all decided to go and paint outside, and that's why we see a lot of landscape paintings around in the Impressionist era. And also why you can see that there's a great focus on light and the changing of light, and also why it's very brushstrokey, because they had to paint quickly. If you decided that you were going to paint something under one lighting condition, you know how quickly the light changes. You've got to be quick. So that's kind of where the characteristic choppy brush mark style came from, is from the need to capture what was in front of them really quickly. What else can I tell you about Impressionism? They also decided that they wanted to do kind of this not so realistic style as a counter to the camera. So the camera had started to become sort of commercially available at this time. And they were basically kind of like, well, a human will never be able to create something as realistic as what a camera can create. So instead, let us do something that a camera could never do. And they kind of gave like a big middle finger up to the camera and went on to develop this style that was truly human. And I like that. I appreciate that level of petty. So Monet had quite a rough life, actually. Poor dude. Nice guy. He lost 2 wives and a child, and he started to develop really bad cataracts and stopped painting. And in the end, he had a friend who basically told him to start painting again when his cataracts was really bad. So that's when his water lily series started. So that's also kind of why everything of his is especially blurry, is because he couldn't really see. I'm going full Impressionist here. I'm kind of just using this loosely as a representation. I don't know if my lamp is too bright. Let me turn it off and see if it makes a difference. Actually, I think it does. Maybe we'll turn the light off. So again, if you are painting along, don't take it too seriously. The whole point of Impressionism, I can't speak today, can you tell? Impressionism is quickly capturing what is in front of you. So don't think too much about it, just kind of dab, 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 dab. I think today I'm going to be favouring a square tip brush. So these are both square tips. Could possibly go in with a more pointed tip in some areas, but we will see how it goes. Also, please do not judge this artwork. Again, I'm using these 21 days to basically just chill my brain down a little bit from the pressure of making art for a living. So this, for me, is really nice. Oh, there's lots of hair stuck in here. Where's the hair? I do want to get more dimension in the sky though than there is in the reference image. It's very flat. I'm not about that. So this kind of tappy, tappy, tappy brush mark, it's very much ASMR. So if any of you watch Bob Ross and find him relaxing, that's because he is essentially ASMR, art ASMR, the original ASMR. Kind of liking just sticking with this one brush. But we'll see how that goes. Ideally, oh, hello. Why are messages coming on through here? It says it's on silent, but it's making noises. Okay. Another thing that Impressionists were kind of not, well, maybe against, maybe is the right phrase to use. They didn't like using black. Black doesn't really appear much in nature, and they kind of decided that that was going to be something that they were going to adopt, not really using black. So I'm going to try. If any of you know my art, you know I like using black. So this is going to be tricky for me. I'll probably end up using black, let's be honest. I like black, but they didn't. I'm also not doing a massive amount of colour mixing. I'm just kind of straight tubing colour. It just feels like the right thing to do today. Let's start to... I didn't pour myself up anywhere near enough white. So I don't know if any of you saw the colouring pages launched today. There's 3 in the Google Drive folder. Those are the 3 I managed to get finished yesterday. Just so busy. Who knew being stuck at home would mean you would be so busy? So I haven't managed to get any more done today, but soon more will be in the drive. I've posted the link. It's a temporary clickable link in my Instagram profile, and anyone's welcome to access it. So that is there, I'm ready to use right now. Are any of you guys painting along today? Or is this a let's watch Liffy make what is potentially going to be a really terrible and slightly embarrassing painting? Noise of brush on paper is just so deeply satisfying. So again, I'm very much just using this as kind of a rough, very rough guide to where I'm laying stuff down. See if I can drop this down a little bit. I've got it tilted at a slight angle just so I can see what I'm doing. I need more white paint. I go through an obscene amount of white paint. It's actually quite funny. So if you've ever painted mountains, noticed mountains before, you'll see that they basically come out in images, paintings, photographs as purple or blue. So try and add in those kind of bluey hues. I'm not quite sure what the science is behind it, but your eye pushes it back. It kind of gives that impression of receding. Your brain would think like, yeah, I should make them darker if they're further away, but on the whole they'll be lighter and they'll be kind of like purpley or blue. Kyla, you're not painting along this time, but might go back and do it later. Awesome. Again, please don't feel pressurized to be doing these every day. I skipped a day, as you all know, and honestly, I'm very glad that I did that. I will probably skip days later on in lockdown, let's be honest. So, if it feels right, then do it. If it doesn't, then absolutely give it a pass. I'm so used to working on canvas where everything kind of soaks in a bit more. Working on paper is actually quite interesting because stuff sits on the surface more. Wow, I don't know if you can hear that motorbike. It's very loud. Drinking coffee, just woke up a bit. It's 10 a.m. in Michigan. Oh wow, that's an amazing time difference. You don't think about people living in different time zones, really, do you? Like, you know it happens, and I've lived in different time zones, but it still just doesn't feel real. The world is a fascinating place. Oh, I'm very jealous. Drinking a coffee sounds delicious. I would smash a coffee. I should have prepared a coffee for this. That was an error on my half. My behalf. Okay. So again, this is very much a process of layering. I'm all about layering pieces. Stuff will go through phases where it looks like trash fire and you think, what have I done? This looks terrible. But slowly, slowly, slowly you layer something up and it will come together. Wow. Hello, Hardy Dolls. Those are very loud. Sorry, guys. My white paint is like hard coming out the tube. You can really tell I don't use these watercolors often, which is, it's good that they are getting used now. I'm actually just going to squeeze the whole tube out. These little tubes of paint, guys, I'm sorry. If anyone can buy these and that lasts them, I'm very impressed. Like that will last me about 2 seconds in painting. I buy, where are you? Are you close to me? Yes, here we go. That's how I buy my white paint. So that's a litre of white paint. That's a much more manageable size rather than these little tubes. You know what? I think I'm going to head into a smaller brush. I think this requires a smaller brush. I also don't like the colour of the sky. Maybe I'm going to use one of these. These brushes I really like. These are actually glazing brushes. But I do most of my painting with these. I really like how they move paint, especially because I work a lot with ink and they hold ink really nicely. This one is falling to pieces, it's shedding all of its bristles. But I can't buy a new one, so this is what we have. Hello! How are you doing today? Can I tell you the thing that I am most excited about today is that I cooked a really big supper yesterday and I don't have to cook today. It's the little things. Okay, moving back into a smaller brush now. So this is really weird actually committing to painting on camera, just because, I don't know, there's a lot of pressure. Because if this turns out to look rubbish, it's not going to reflect well. To be fair though, I am not an impressionist painter, so I feel like I need to make that very clear. From the get-go, this is not my vibe. Although I am feeling the need to paint some more, not birds, I think I'm birded out, but I think I want to paint some more animals. I don't have very many extra canvases lying around at home. Because I bought so many canvases for the show that then was cancelled, obviously. I kind of exhausted my budget for like 2 months, so I couldn't actually buy any new canvases before we locked down, which made me very sad. But I'm gonna work with what is here and still make stuff, so. Container print is huge. It is, hey. This, I mean, like, this will last me probably 2 weeks. I think, yeah, maybe less. I guess it depends on what I'm painting, but I mean, I presume that this is a general thing, but I mix white with everything. Every single thing gets white mixed into it. Whoopsie, that's not what I wanted to do. So I go through white an obscene rate. And also because I do kind of like washy layers, so I water down that acrylic basically to a complete liquid, so it's water with some paint in it, and then mix that in with all my chemicals, and that creates different reactions. Do you know what? I think it might be time for a pointy brush. Pointy brush. I'm glad you think the painting is coming along nicely. From my side, I don't think it looks very good. But I could just be too critical of myself. I'm going to pretend I'm Bob Ross and just happy little trees. I think Bob Ross should be everybody's sort of inspiration at this time. He's just such a positive ray of sunshine. I keep on trying to put my paintbrush in the water, but the I've got a little mic, and the cable's kind of like around the water. Let me see if I can move it. Nope, that's actually made it worse. You can tell I'm a professional streamer, can't you? All of these people who do this for a living on Twitch would be absolutely ashamed. What was I doing? I was doing this tree up here. He needs a little bit of autumnal vibes. Actually, you know what? This little brush is better. I made a mistake. I should have started with this little brush. So it's been interesting. Been talking to a few people today on the old Instagram, and it seems like the struggle is starting to hit, at least for people here in South Africa. So I don't know about, as far as I know, we have one of the strictest quarantines actually that I've seen internationally, which to be honest is necessary considering our gross socioeconomic divide. Completely forgotten what we're saying. Oh yes, people are sort of losing their minds a little bit here at the moment, because if you're overseas, we cannot leave our houses at all. You're allowed to do essential shopping. Essential is deemed food and pharmacy. Stuff is blockaded off in the shops. So like a normal place you would go shopping, if it sells something that they deem unessential, you are not allowed to buy it. We can't buy alcohol, we can't buy cigarettes. Although I saw a thing that said that they're lifting the ban on cigarettes today, which I don't necessarily agree with, but that's my own opinion. So yeah, no walking the dog, no going for a jog, which has displeased the people of Kirstenhof greatly. All of these suburban soccer mums are like, oh my gosh, I can't go out for a run. What am I gonna do? Yeah, it's quite interesting to see different people's attitudes. I, however, have gone the other way, and I've gone from not really enjoying exercise. Well, that's not true. I like exercise. I like yoga. And I didn't mind going to gym, but I'm running a lockdown marathon at home. So we have a little courtyard, and I'm doing 2-kilometer run every day, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So it's 10 steps from, I do diagonal, so it's 10 steps from corner to corner, and that's 10 kilometers every morning. And I'm actually really liking it. So we are lucky enough to have an outside space. So, I mean, this is coming from a place of privilege, but still, I think, you know, you can make a plan. If you really want to do something, you'll make a plan and not break the rules and be that person. I'm craving marshmallows today. I don't know why. I woke up this morning and I was like, I want marshmallows. It's not a common food stuff. I'm sure the craving will pass. I probably saw something online. An advert was probably pushed, and my subconscious is now just being like, marshmallows, 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 marshmallows. I also filmed a couple of new plant videos today, so I don't actually think anyone who follows this channel for plants, because this is basically why the channel exists. This is my plant YouTube. I don't think any of the plant people are watching these. If you are, hello. But I filmed some more plant stuff today. I really wanted to do more sciencey videos. I've got a whole series planned for kind of like educational, botanical, horticultural videos, but I'm tired, guys. I don't really want to be sitting and doing research, you know what I mean? Like, I want to blob and be a potato like everybody else. So these, one of them is informational, I guess. One of them isn't. But if there's anything you think would be nice to film for the YouTube channel in terms of plants, please let me know. I am going to carry on doing some science ones. I think I just need like a couple more days to get my body into itself a little bit more. So I'm mixing Payne's Grey and Burnt Umber together for this darker tone. So far no black has made it in. And then in these areas up here, it's Payne's Grey, Burnt Umber, and a little bit of Sap Green. Sap Green I find is a very underrated colour, and Alizarin Crimson. Alizarin Crimson is a delicious colour that can give you some really, really nice depth. So if you are wanting to use black, you can mix your own black. It's called chromatic black. There are a bunch of different recipes you can use, but the one that I end up going for, this is not the specific recipe, I just do a lot of squirting until it looks about right. What do I use? I use Alizarin Crimson, Sap Green, and Flato Blue. I never know how to say it. But that makes a really, really nice chromatic black. So chromatic black is basically just a nice rich black. Black from a tube is incredibly flat and has no depth. So you won't create a visually interesting piece if you use tube black. So that's Mars or lamp black. But if you crack out some chromatic black, you'll get some really nice depth. You love plants? I love plants too. Plants are best. Yeah, so basically this is a plant YouTube that I've kind of hijacked a little bit with art stuff for the greater good. I am technically painting plants, that's a fair point. Yeah, I think I'm going to start adding some horizontal brushstrokes in now to get a bit more dimension. So again, I think the thing that people get frustrated by is that a painting doesn't look how they want it to look immediately. So if you're getting into art or painting or whatever, don't give up if your painting's at a stage where you're not happy with it, because it is really a process of layering. So just more and more and more and more layers until it gets to a place where you're happy, and then you stop. The worst thing you can do is overwork a piece where you had it in a place where you were happy and then doubted yourself, worked into it too much, and you lost that kind of vibrancy and life that it had. I can hear some aggressive typing coming from the other room. The clicky clicky keyboard of... Why have I left this whole area? Let's get some tone down in here. So the competition on Instagram is still running as well. It's only open in South Africa to South African residents. But I think I've gone up like, what did I count earlier? 105 followers on my art Instagram in a day, which is insanity. It takes me months normally to get that kind of organic growth. And I know that most people are just going to unfollow, so I'm like not getting too excited about it. Well, I'm not letting myself get too excited about it, because we all know that you follow things for competitions and then you unfollow when the competition's done. I understand. Oh my goodness. Did you hear that tyre squeal? We live by a stop street and no one stops at the stop street, and I don't think he realised that the stop street was there until the last minute. Yes, he's very much in combat mode, bless him. It's not Tarkov today though. I think they're playing, I don't know what they're playing. It's a strategy game of some description. I've not seen it before. I think it's new. I try to pretend that I know what's going on, but I genuinely don't. Okay, the layering is starting to come together now. I want to push some of the tones. I'm not really washing my brush very much, which is starting to result in some muddy colours. So if you notice that your colours are sort of getting muddy and mixed, it is from not washing your brush enough, which I am apparently very guilty of. My paint is so cloggy, I can't get it to actually move. Ah, oh, dear. more debit orders started coming out of the account today. So the sort of inability to make an income is kind of starting to set in a little bit now. It's a little bit panic inducing. I don't know if anyone else is at that point or having that panic, but that is very much where I am at right now. I had someone message the other day asking they were interested in a piece, which is great. So I obviously sent them all the necessary details, and it's like, you know, we can, if you're interested, I can do a 50% deposit, obviously, because of the lockdown and not being able to deliver. And she was like, I don't understand why you can't deliver. It's like, because we can't leave our houses. But I want it now. Like, that's not going to happen, I'm afraid. Sorry. And then she said she didn't want it anymore. So that's disappointing. But I can't make us be able to leave our houses, so, and she didn't want to wait until lockdown was over, so it's a bit disappointing. But also, apparently, so this is what happens when you have a community WhatsApp group. People are scheduling meetups at like the shops, so at Pick and Pay or whatever. So they're being like, yeah, let's go and meet, do your shopping at 10 a.m. and then we can have like a little catch up in the shops. Oh my goodness, it's so bad. I don't understand why this is making a noise. It's definitely on silent. In other exciting news, so again, I don't know if you follow, I haven't posted on my plant Instagram, I have posted on my art Instagram. I have been thinking about this for a while, but you know, when you get a bee in your bonnet about something, probably because, you know, we can't leave the house. Been looking at digital software and tablets and stuff. Been looking at iPads mostly because Procreate is an incredible app, and that's really what I want to be working on because of its amazing digital potential for art, but also for illustration, stickers, things like that. I want to make like a range of shirts, and there's a whole bunch of things. But I was just floating around on the old interwebs, as you do, and found someone that we happen to know from climbing who is selling his. I mean, look, it's still really expensive, but it's a lot cheaper than a new one, and it's basically new. So he owns a restaurant, and they bought a whole bunch of them as their point of sale system, and then it turned out that as soon as they bought them, they then moved, their accountant advised them or something to move into a completely different point of sale system. So they had 6 iPads that they bought and then couldn't use. Enter me, who is taking advantage of this. So basically he's selling them, and they're virtually brand new. And it's not like buying from a random person on the internet who is probably going to sell you a piece of junk. We actually know him, he's nice. So, yeah. Basically what I'm saying is when the lockdown is done, I will be going to give him some cash money and picking up an iPad that works, not like this one, where you can literally open one thing. This one's really, really old. I think this is from 2010. So it's cool for like basic stuff, but I can't download any new apps. So I can only download like Google, Pinterest, Facebook, and that is it. Which is no good to man or beast. I literally can't download anything else on it. So I'm so excited. I've got all these plans now. I want to make stickers. I'm so excited about the iPad. I genuinely cannot tell you how excited I am about it. I don't really know how realistically I'm justifying it money-wise, but in my mind I'm like, it's a business expense. It'll pay itself back. It's one of those things that like, it's a big outlay in the beginning, but then in the end, you know, you make your money back. That's how I'm trying to justify it in my head. Not entirely untrue. heading back in for a bigger brush, I think, just for a little bit. I'm liking Payne's Grey for this. I haven't done my little 2-kilometer walk today. Well, it's not so little actually. For some people I think it's little, but for me, who has zero level of cardio fitness whatsoever, it's a really long way. I couldn't do it this morning. I literally got up at 7:30 and started emailing people, and then I feel like I blinked and then it was 10 to 4, and then I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't prepped anything for the stream. So yeah, I had grand plans to bake cookies and do all this stuff today, and that just all kind of like flew out the window a little bit. This section over here is looking like a hot mess. Let's see if we can maybe get some multi-tonal stippling going on. This could be a disaster, or it could work well. I'm going to try and get the right tones first. Problem is I didn't bring enough different shape brushes over to where I'm streaming. Now I'm all mic'd up, so I can't go and get different ones. Oopsie. Whoopsie. So I'm trying to think of other like handy painting tips. Stuff also that is probably a good idea to look out for is really focusing on your highlights and your shadows. Those are what will bring depth and dimension to your piece. So like at the moment, this I really need to push the white on it, and the white here, it's still a bit wet to do that, so I'm going to have to hold out for it to dry a little bit first. Then we're going to head in with some, I mean probably white if I'm honest. Also going through Payne's Grey at an alarming rate. I don't know why Payne's Grey is called Payne's Grey, because it's blue. I should know these things. I do not know these things. They don't teach you that at art school. Well, when you go to the art school I went to, which is a contemporary art school, we don't study like traditional painting and stuff there. We did very much contemporary based. Which I'm not going to complain about because that's my jam. Okay, where's my pointy brush? So I'm actually working standing up today, which I much prefer. I don't ever actually work sitting down. I feel like, for me personally, I create more, I was going to say dynamic, but that just sounds so pretentious, more dynamic paintings. I just feel like my painting's more interesting if I'm standing up. Oopsie, oh no, what did I do? I really need to work on this white paint, it's very thick. Oh, the weirdest thing happened this morning. So, what was I doing? I was doing the dishes, and our doorbell rang. It's like, why is our doorbell ringing? Nobody should be out in the world. What's happening? I don't understand. So obviously I answered, because there's the rumor that they're starting the like door-to-door testing. So I thought, I don't know, maybe it's door-to-door testing. I don't know what's happening. And I don't think our intercom is working because I couldn't hear what he was saying, but there was definitely somebody there. So I was trying to listen outside the door. And in the end, I was just kind of like, I can't hear what he's saying. And James came into the room and was like, what's happening? So there's someone at the door. This is all in the space of probably like 10 seconds. And by the time that James got from the front door to peer out the post box to see what was going on, the guy got back in his car and had driven off. Apparently he had a car full of boxes, but like, we're not expecting anything. We didn't order anything. And if he was delivering something, then surely he would have A, stuck around, or B, like called a delivery number or something. Oh, it's super weird. Like, why was he here? And he never came back. So yeah, super weird. I'm intrigued now though. What was he doing? What did he have? Why was he buzzing our door? I have so many questions. If this was bigger, I would hit him with a palette knife. But it's not. So we're not palette knifing today. I'm kind of using the side of the brush, so I've been working with the point up until now. I'm now gonna, like for the marks that I made here, I'm gonna use the side of this brush to kind of like make a draggy kind of texture. See if we can, I don't know, build it up a little bit. There's so much glare. Where's the glare coming from? The roof. It looks completely different, like from where I'm seeing it to what is being shown. Let me see if I can shade off. Does that make any difference? Not really. Oh well. Okay. I think I want to get a few more like specific lines in now. Nope, don't do it. Don't do what I just did. Learn from your mistakes. Okay. Try not to use small brushes for this, just because I feel like that's not really needed. It's not about catching detail, it's about catching the overall kind of feel, the mood, the aesthetic, the lighting. That's kind of what we're going for. So I want to push some shadows a little bit now and potentially add in some details, but I think the tip of this brush, all of my brushes are ancient, so all the tips are a bit busted, so I might have to use somebody else. I don't think that, let's try this one. Let's see if he makes any difference. Ooh, what is slimy? That's weird. He's been sat in water for a few days and I've been lazy. Do not put your brushes in water and just leave them in tip down. That's bad. Don't do that. Don't do what I have done. Don't be that person. Okay, what am I doing? Other than forgetting what I'm supposed to be doing on stream. I don't feel like there's a clear enough distinction between the two zones currently. I'm going to hit him with some orange. Well, it's not orange. It's raw umber. Mix it in with a little sap green and see if that can help. Not really, but oh well. So I would try and hint to you what the prompt is going to be tomorrow, but I'll be honest with you, I can't remember. I should be able to remember considering I made all of them, but I genuinely can't remember. So tomorrow could be anything. I know I made them so that each day would be significantly different to the day before. So maybe Maybe it's something more conceptual. It's hilarious. I genuinely cannot remember. I think I did make the live reminders. I think you're right, Kyla. So as far as like, no, well, I was trying to get the hang of basically how to set up streams on OBS. So I'm streaming through a third party because my channel's not large enough to stream directly onto YouTube. And I decided, because I know what I'm like, that if I can get it to work now, I'm gonna just get them all set up. So I staggered all of them in one sitting because I figured if I can get it to work now, and then it turns out like it's 5 to 4 on the day of the stream, and then I try to make it go live and then it doesn't work, I'll be sad. And I can see that happening, so I just set them all up in one go. So yeah, I think that made them all go live on the page. I did try and make them secret, but it doesn't really let you hide scheduled streams, which I guess makes sense. So yeah, I can't remember what it is, but I think you are right. I think it is sat on the tube, on the tube. It is getting very warm in studio. Misty, as usual, is asleep on the chair. She's so cute. She sort of knows now that this is going to be happening each day, so she jumps up onto the chair and settles herself down. It's really sweet. And there she stays, just minding her own business. Look, this isn't going to win any awards, but I don't think it's terrible. If I wasn't doing this on a stream, I would work on this for many, many hours, just going over and over and over and over again. But that's not really conducive to streaming, is it? Oh, look at that, a dislike. We've got a dislike live in the channel, guys. Oh, that's such a slap in the face. Why would you dislike something that's literally alive? Go away. That's so rude. I've never understood like needing to dislike something. If you don't like it, just don't watch it. It's not a difficult concept, is it? Instead of being like, I feel the need to make you feel a little bit rubbish about yourself. Oh, so funny. People are hilarious. I just don't understand. Everyone's so mean to each other. Just be nice. It's really not difficult. Like, if someone says something you disagree with, like, you don't necessarily have to voice your opinion about it. Just leave them be. The cats are adorable in the videos. They feature quite a lot. Rosie more than Misty. Rosie is very camera ready. I think is a nice way of putting it. She's keen to have her moment of glory. Yay, 2 likes. Thank you for countering the dislike. I mean, really, honestly. And then people wonder why people don't like putting stuff online. Even putting stuff on Instagram, I've had some horrible messages from people about stuff. And you're just like, who has the energy to go out of their way to message someone that they've never met, know nothing about, and just be like, I don't like what you're making. Like, well, that's nice. Well, then don't look at it. It's rude. People fascinate me. I just don't care enough about anything to be that angry about something online. Rosie is a social butterfly. She's friends with everyone. I'm trying to get Misty in videos more because most people don't think that Misty exists. And she does. She's a real cat. I wanted to get just as much airtime as Rosie, but it's not the easiest thing. This section is not doing what I want it to do. It's just very smoochy. It's still quite wet as well, so it's just kind of like going over itself and smudging, which is exactly what I didn't want to do. Oh no, I'm out of Payne's Grey on my palette. She is normally in the cupboard or under the covers. Only when people come over. The rest of the time she's out and about. But she's normally very sociable, but bless her, she's just so scared. I feel her. I feel like I would like to do that like 90% of the time when people come to the house. I'll just go hide with Misty in the cupboard. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really struggling with like not seeing people or like the social distancing aspect, but I really don't mind. But I guess that's a horrific reflection on my social abilities. The only thing that I'm like really worried about with this lockdown is income. That's the thing that's stressing me out. I can't believe someone disliked this. That's so mean. Oh dear. It must be a really terrible stream for someone to dislike it midstream. I mean, I've had quite a lot of dislikes on the plant videos as well, so I don't know why I would be surprised. But I guess the key is you don't take these things personally. Otherwise, no one would ever go online, would they? Because the internet is a fantastic place, but at the same time, it's just like a breeding ground for horrible people. It's quite sad, really, that we've taken this amazing thing and turned it into sort of this platform to do great things, but also not be very nice to each other. Makes me a bit sad. Makes me more than a little bit sad, actually. How long have I been streaming for? I have no idea. It normally tells you. What's the time? 54 minutes. Okay, that's quite a long time. I won't stream for much longer, don't worry. I'm gonna sort of have a bit of a fiddle quickly just to get some areas slightly better. Mostly try and pop some highlights, and then I am gonna call it because one, I still want to get my walk in. Actually, I think I'm gonna make it more of a jog today. I'm trying to like jog at least half of it, which is killing my sad, unfit little body, but I guess That's how you get fit. And also, I still want to bake cookies. So I think that's going to happen. Because we can't have marshmallows, but I can make cookies. Maybe it's because I said cigarettes should still be banned. I think that you should. Like, I mean, I completely understand if you are addicted to something and then, like alcohol or cigarettes, and then the government says that you can't have it. Obviously, you're going to be bleak about it. I was bleak when there was a rumor going around that chocolate was going to be banned. I proper panicked. I was being like, oh, how can I justify leaving the house? Because I 100%, I'm putting this literally on stream, that I am addicted to sugar. I am aware that I'm addicted to sugar. I'm trying to work on being addicted to sugar, but I freaked out. But smoking increases your risk of getting sick, so, you know, trying to decrease that probability of you getting unwell in any way possible seems like a logical thing to do. I really hope they don't go back on the alcohol thing, because I know a couple of people who work in hospitals and they've all said that, like, the emergency rooms are obviously not quiet, but they're so much quieter than they used to be, because a lot of the emergencies that come in at night, it's drunk driving, it's fights, it's abuse. So alcohol doesn't bring out the best in people. We didn't find yeast anywhere. Everyone around here, I guess we live in deep suburbia, so, and they've just gone mad on the yeast. I am going to make a sourdough starter tomorrow though. That's my mission for tomorrow morning. Because also sourdough is really yummy. So that's the plan. But no yeast, alas. I might look and see. I haven't looked at any of the online food delivery places yet. There's quite a few local ones that I want to try and support in the area. I'd rather support local than a big corporation. So I want to see if any of them have yeast. It bums me out. I actually like baking, and now the one time that I have time to bake, I can't bake because all the non-bakers have decided that they want to be bakers. It's a silly thing to be upset about, but I'm a little upset about it. But I'll stand by the cigarette thing. I'll shout over the wall at the neighbours who are obviously intent on killing themselves. He went out twice today. He left early this morning as well. I just want to find out what they're doing, you know? Like, why? Why are they going out? I think it's just him. I don't know if she's gone out at all. But they'll be very happy about the cigarette ban being lifted, because they smoke all the time. It's actually been really nice not having the smell of cigarette smoke waft over our wall. They're down to their last packs, I think. There was some smell yesterday, so maybe they found someone selling them. They got some smokes on the black market. Are they not essential services? Oh, what? Not essential services. I waffled too much and now I can't think what I was saying. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Yeast delivery? Is yeast delivery an essential service? I had this lovely blue and I've not used it at all. Maybe I'm going to crack some yummy blue in here. I forgot that I had a nice blue staring right at me. Oh, the neighbours. No. She is retired. She must be, I think she's early 70s. And he owns a Spur. So, very much not essential services. Very much just being selfish. I'm not gonna say what I really think about them, but you all know what I mean. I mean, unless for some reason he's suddenly been like categorized as a carer for someone, but from the many discussions I've had with them, he doesn't have any family around here, so I can't see why he would be needing to go out multiple times a day. Also in the Western Cape, apparently you're allowed to buy cigarettes as long as they're part of essential items. I read that. There's been a lot of discussion on our community group about that, because people have tried to do that. They've tried to put them in their carts when they've gone to Pick and Pay and stuff, and Pick and Pay have said no. But apparently now with the ban being lifted, you can buy it as part of your essential shopping. So, yeah. But again, I mean, I feel like I'm pot calling the kettle black, because I would probably be out there on the black market looking for chocolate if chocolate was banned. So, hypocrite over here, I guess. Oh, I should have used this blue earlier. It makes such a nice deep. There's me saying, well, like, however many minutes ago that I'm just gonna like do something quickly and wrap this up. But I'm actually getting into this now. This doesn't look anything like the reference image, but I'm capturing the essence of it. So I'm trying to think of other things I can do on the old YouTube channel, for a multitude of reasons, but mostly because if you get to 1,000 followers, you can then monetize. So you get paid a little bit per amount that people watch, I guess. That's a nice way of putting it, which would make my life very handy. So I'm trying to sort of direct everybody here as much as I can, just to be like, subscribe, please subscribe. So if you're watching this and haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you're watching this in the future, well done on getting an hour into a painting stream in a lockdown that may still be going on. Who knows? Who knows how long this will go. Do we buy some chocolate? Yes. On the Monday shopping trip, some chocolate happened. I have finished said chocolate already. But we got extra to bake with as well. So I'm gonna use the baking chocolate today, otherwise I'm head into that stash real soon. And then we won't have any for baking because I don't have any self-control. It's also quite interesting to see, I guess because I work from home anyway, I'm kind of like used to the routine, but a lot of people I've spoken to anyway have been like, it's so hard to not just snack all the time being at home. It is, like, that was something I had to really get used to working from home, is you just buy the fridge and you'll just be like, maybe I'll put some food in my face. So that'll be another lockdown tip. So other than make your bed and open your curtains, don't eat all the snacks all the time. If you're going to snack on some nuts or an apple or something. It won't fill the craving for whatever it is that you want to actually eat, but future you will be happier about it. Says the person who spent, what, like 10 minutes talking about marshmallows? I'm such a hypocrite. Also, to be honest with you, all I really want to do, so because we were locked down for my birthday, which honestly, like, is quite nice because it meant that we got to have a nice quiet day. We found an online putt-putt game, so we played putt-putt for the whole day. And now all I want to do is play putt-putt online. So I'm trying to convince James to get his crew to play putt-putt again. But they all play so many different things that, like, putt-putt is low on their radar. I think it's not particularly exciting for them all to play. But I want to play putt-putt. I don't really want to play putt-putt by myself. It's so much fun. The game's called Golf It. I think you have to download it off of Steam. But honestly, if you have a computer and you like putt-putt, I would advise you downloading that because it's hours of fun. My next thing, so when I was in high school, I was very cool. Jade, I don't know if you're here, but we used to go and play putt-putt on a Friday night because we were those cool kids. And also we used to do online puzzles together. So on MSN Messenger, there was a puzzle like extension that you could use, and you could just sit and live do a puzzle. I want to try and find something like that again because I love puzzles and we don't have any puzzles, and I just want to do some puzzles. So I might actually look for some of those later because puzzles are the best. And an online puzzle is quite handy as well because it doesn't take up any space. Okay, I think, why, you're on silent. Don't tell me these lies. Okay, I'm gonna stop fiddling. Again. How many times have I said this? Every time I say that, I see something else that I want to add to, and that is the problem of painting. And also why painting is a really good way to fill your time, because you'll start doing it and then you'll realise like 2 hours later that you were just going to do something quickly, and then here you are still working on it. I want to just get a tiny bit of dark there. On the edge of that mountain. Okay, I'm going to stop fiddling now. Let's see if I can get this to show a little bit better. I'm looking at it on my YouTube, so my YouTube is open over there, and to me there's quite a lot of glare, but there you go, a nice little up close glare free. Do you know what, I'm not entirely displeased with that, and I will 100% work on this a little bit later once it's dried off. I'm quite pleased with that, to be honest, considering I don't really work in Impressionism at all. I don't think that's terrible. So that is my little Monet inspired Impressionist landscape painted in portrait, because why be conventional, I guess. So if you did paint along, or you end up doing a painting for today at some point, again, I would love, 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 love to see. So this is what, day 7? I'm going to post this now onto Instagram. Woo. And I think let's set up to do the live. 4 o'clock seems to be working quite nicely. There's like a consistent group who seem to be watching, and 4 o'clock seems to be working. So I guess 4 p.m. tomorrow, guys. Until then, clean your brushes and don't leave them in water like this. Like that will just kill them at the end. Do I have any brushes that I've left in water to show you how they die? Don't do that. Clean them and take them out. Yay, I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It's quite nice doing a painting. Maybe I should do more paintings. The drawing is fun, but I like painting. I just don't have enough paper. I'm gonna have to think. I'm gonna make a plan. But anyway, until I see you guys again, stay safe, keep well. You're off for your garden walk. I'm off for mine too. I'm gonna go pace around the garden. So yeah, thank you all so much. It's really nice having everybody here. Yeah, I genuinely like doing this and like having you guys watch and have a chat. It's really nice to have the chat. I like the chat on the side. So more chatting, it's delicious. So until we meet again, it's been real, guys. Happy painting, happy art. Bye.